never hearing a danger, Will Robinson. Back off. Ease back. I mean, my problem, Dr. Begich, is I never hear the danger, Will Robinson. It's just full speed ahead.
But, you know, occasionally, and I got to say this, occasionally, though, Alex, and I know you do this as well as I do, you'll be in the course of your work, you'll run into someone that you just have that sinking bad feeling about.
Yes.
And you just go, well, I don't know why, I don't know how, but I'm just going to ignore this situation or avoid this individual. And then, you know, 6 months rolls by and you figure out why. Well, I think that's important. And so it's not really fear as much as it is awareness, again, of what's around you and what can come against you and whose interest you're opposing, because people like to keep their self-interest preserved. And when you're stepping on toes, as we are, you know, you excite some people. But, you know, I look at it this way. That's great. That means it's working. You know, when they start hammering on you, it's working. And you can look at the work we've done over the years, and it does make its way in. You know, in a number of the technical reports dealing with personal privacy issues, Earth Pulse and the work that we've done is cited there because it's quality material. The stuff that we do to alert the public and stimulate activity is just that, stimulating activity. But the listeners, people who hear these words and act on them, do things that we could never do. And people go, well, I'm just this little guy doing this little thing. Well, you don't know. A guy walking down the street, just as simple as a smile to the guy walking the other way. And the guy walking the other way maybe gets that bit of encouragement and goes off and creates some great invention. Now, who is the stimulator of that invention? The guy who invented it or the guy who acted as the catalyst by a little human compassion? I think the guy who acted as the catalyst, and each of us is a catalyst for change.
Well, it's the listeners of this broadcast that make it so incredibly powerful and dangerous to the globalist paradigm. We're going to come back and take phone calls. This has been one of the most amazing interviews ever with Dr. Nick Begich. The awakening, the quickening is accelerating. You can all feel it. Hello, this is Alex Jones with some important questions. If you're going into a battle and they give you a rifle and a sidearm, how much ammunition do you want? My answer would be all I can get. In the battle for freedom and the lives of your loved ones, food is your only ammunition. How much do you want? When do you want it? Now or after the battle starts? When will you need it? Can you buy it without proper identification? Will there be any food? Will it make your children sick? If there's a quarantine and you can't feed yourself, will you go to the gathering center and be immunized? You wipe out all these problems if you have a good food supply. Food is your ammunition to fight for your freedom and your life. How much will you need? We don't know. How much do you want? All you can get. I'm Alex Jones. I want all of you good guys to live to fight another day. Call 1-800-409-5633 or check it out on the web at efoodsdirect.com. Again, that number, 1-800-409-5633. A very wealthy U.S. citizen is predicting that in 2011, we will witness the most important day in America in more than 50 years. He says it will change everything about our lives. The way you shop, travel, invest, educate your children, and even how you take care of your health and your own family. Now, this man has made some outrageous predictions over the years. The crazy part is, he's usually right. You see, he predicted the collapse of GM, Fannie Mae, Freddie Mac, and America's biggest mall owner, General Growth Properties. In fact, Barron's called his work a dire prophecy. Recently, he created a video, which you can watch online for free, detailing his biggest and most important prediction yet. And it's a real eye-opener. I can't stress this enough. You should at least watch this free video online today. He explains everything you need to know, including simple steps you can take to protect yourself. You can find the video at www.endofamerica3.com. That's endofamerica, the number 3.com. Watch the free video at www.endofamerica3.com. That's endofamerica3.com. Folks, you've heard us talk about Home Gain before. Home Gain is now offering a special promo where you get up to $150 when you buy or sell a home with a Home Gain agent you find through their Find a Realtor program. Home Gain lets you compare realtors anonymously. It's easy. Go to homegain150.com to find and compare realtors anonymously. Enter promo code HOMEGAIN150 and receive up to $150 when you close a deal with a Home Gain agent. Share the Home Gain 150 promo code with your friends via Facebook, Twitter, text, and more. Look for Max, the Home Gain Gorilla, to find out more about how Home Gain is going to pay you. Visit HomeGain150.com today to enter your promo code and get paid for buying or selling a house. That's HOMEGAIN150.com.
He's the T-Rex of political talk. Alex Jones on the GCN Radio Network.
Dr. Nick Begich is our guest for the rest of this segment. Then I got a bunch of news and your calls we'll be getting into. John, Mark, Bill, Donna. We'll get to at least you for Dr. Nick Begich here in a moment. But he said something that really struck home for me that I've been really focusing on lately, and that's that we're not alone. There are billions of people on this planet who are now awake. And Zbigniew Brzezinski, earlier last year, he bemoaned that it doesn't mean people have all the answers, but they're now awakening and shattering the tiny little cave that they've been put into, and that we stand not just with those that are alive, but literally with all other truth seekers and lovers of liberty throughout history, and that's the most valuable thing in the world. It's the only thing that's going to is fulfilling your destiny and being a good person.
I'm totally with you, and I think all of us, again, I want to emphasize, that some of the most profound things in my life have been triggered by people who think themselves insignificant. And, man, I just can't say it enough, is we beat ourselves up pretty thoroughly, pretty regularly, because we're sort of the worst critics of ourselves. But cut yourself just a little bit of slack. And if you know your problems, try and overcome them. But more importantly, take control of the things you can take control of. And that's where you start to build your confidence back. On these issues, if somebody had asked you or me years ago when we began our work, and it laid out for us the path we would have traveled, we would have looked at them like they were absolutely out of their minds. And yet, by stepping into what we could do, we discovered all these other things that we could do. And I think that's the true nature of this experience. And, the backdrop of technologies and the evil in the world, that so much of what we've had to talk about, that's disturbing to folks. But again, it's the spirit in which the information is delivered. Like we were talking off air, we're there to try and awaken the public to the issues that are important in this day. And in doing so, we take a lot of responsibility. I mean, what people do as a result of my words, I don't just let go of it. I know, Alex, you don't either. Those words that influence other people's actions make me partially responsible for what others do. And
that was my next point. I talked about that before you were on today. The only thing that freaks me out, and it's not even freaks me out, it's the only area where I get butterflies, is that I genuinely am affecting people, and I can see the growth curve. It's exponential.
Right.
And then I look at myself, and I do beat myself up, and I say, you've got to do a better job. Look at the effect you're having. But then I realize, look, all I'm doing is the best job I can, and I've got a good heart. I'm going in the right direction, and so I just turn it over to God.
Yeah, I'm with you there, absolutely with you there. And I tell you, even those of us that do this work every day, we experience all the same kinds of things that everyone else does. No one's free of anything in terms of tension in their lives. In fact, busy people tend to have very complex lives, and that's kind of the way we thrive, I think. But again, opportunity for change is there. These technologies offer us great opportunities to enhance our possibilities, and that's a lot of the work that I'm taking in this last year and moving forward. I stopped lecturing for a couple of years, and I may get back into a little more of that as time moves on, but mainly to get a focus back on sort of a chance to look at what I've been doing, look at the effect of it, and then saying, what are the most important things that I need to address now?
I was about to say, I haven't, for some reason, years blip by, and I hadn't called you in over a year to have you on, and then I call you, and I don't want to say you sound changed, but I think like everybody, you sound accelerated in the trajectory you were already on, but you sound even more powerful.
I feel like the direction is clear for me, and the opportunity now to really offer encouragement and to try and take the messages that we've been giving on technology and show the other side of that sword and really start to focus more on, okay, these are the things that can be done to us. What can we do ourselves? What can we do to open up the understanding of what's happening and, more importantly, perhaps trigger some of our own latent capabilities capability.
So going off of defense onto offense.
Absolutely. Let's look for the tools for transformation, the things that allow us to move forward. And I'm not, there's two sides to this. There's a mechanical side of things we can make and build that will help us be healthier, think clearer, do those kinds of things. And then there's a spiritual component that is an individual component that we have to search out in our own ways. And that is not my direction in life to define that for folks. But having said that, anyone that I've ever met that's done anything decent in the world has a deep underlying religious and philosophical underpinning, and that matters.
Well, that was my next point, and we got to get to calls here or hold you longer if you can do it.
Yeah.
But I promise to get to these. I'm not bashing atheists. I don't dislike atheists.
Right.
And I run into some who are overall good people, but on average, not as good. And they can always use aberrant, state-driven examples of religion being used as a cover or an envelope for bad. But the people I see facing down real corruption now, I mean, they have an underlying, tie into the universe. They understand that justice,